I guess.
That's good. That's good. Are you enjoying being a TA at Get Set Up?
Yep. Yep.
It's a fantastic company. It really is.
Yep. Yes, you're right. Actually, you got to learn. That's why it's a good company.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you're good to go, Michael.
Thanks very much. Give me back. Okay.
Yes, sure. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here's yours, okay? Okay, so
Hello, Veronica.
I'm going to show you how to make it into that.
Hello.
Mark this over.
Daniel. Nada. Hello, Jane. Priscilla. Hello. Diane. Hello. Hello. Hiroko. Hello. Nice to see you again. You look cold. I can't hear you. Don't forget to hold down your space bar to talk. It'll unmute your mic. Okay. You can.
I had a little complicated assignment as a medical interpreter, German, Japanese. So that was very busy.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Wayne, how are you? Okay. Can't hear you properly. You have to speak louder into your microphone. Okay, that was Jane. Glenna, how are you?
Fine.
That's great. Nice to have you in the class. We're just waiting for the others to join in. They're all coming in. And we've got to get set up support, okay? Teacher assistants. I used to call them technical advice. Hello, Kim. Hello, Lester. Okay.
Hello, Michael. It's me again, Kim.
Okay, great. It's nice to have you guys back and part of the class. Excellent. Okay. And, yeah, the people are still coming in, so we'll let them come in and see. Okay. So for those that don't know about
Hi, Michael.
hello, Denise. Nice to see you again. Lovely, lovely. Okay. And I must introduce you to Kim and Lester. They, you'll see them there in the attendance list, and they've put a little something in the chat page, and they are here to assist you in any way you would like. You can ask questions that they might answer. If you're having technical problems with your microphone or video, you know, check with them as well, and just type a message to them in the chat page. You can either do it in public or you can do it privately by clicking the down arrow on to, and you can then just go specifically to them if you so desire. And don't forget talking as well. You really are welcome just to unmute your microphone, chat to me, interrupt, not a problem. And you can do that just by pushing down your space bar and holding your space bar down while you are talking. And so I'd like to know from anybody who wants to tell me, why are you in the Pinterest class? What's your interest? What do you hope to get out of it? Just briefly. Who's going to start the ball rolling?
I will.
Thank you, Karen. Okay.
Okay. I've been pinning on Pinterest for well over a year. I have tens of thousands of pins, but I'm just starting to learn how to organize it and make it a little more user friendly for myself.
Right, right. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that. And I hope you'll get some good information in this class. You should. And but feel free to ask questions while we're going through. So anybody else wants to tell me why you're in the Pinterest class? Glenna, you've got your mic off. Come on.
Well, I have looked at it. However, I don't know how to organize it, nor do I know how to, if there's something I want to say if I want to do a happy birthday thing, I don't know how to get it from one spot to the next.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Priscilla, you've got your mic off too. Do you want to tell us why you're here?
Yeah, I just want to learn more about it. They say you can find anything you want to know there.
And that's so true. That's so true. I use it a lot, as you will see, because I'll be sharing my Pinterest account as a live one, as opposed to setting up a dummy which has nothing on it. And so we'll go through. And so, Jane, you've got your microphone off. Why are you here?
I have no idea what Pinterest is. If you could just give me a definite, I keep hearing about it, but I don't even know what it does or what is it.
They gave it to me for a reason. The guy sat there and designed it and cut all the pieces, put all the screws to the parts and all that. And I go,
Okay, somebody's owner's iPhone.
foolish.
I'm going to have to.
Man, I can.
Sorry, I have to mute everybody because that person doesn't know that he's on his microphone and talking. So please, you're welcome just to hold down and unmute yourself and talk. I mute all to stop that sort of background noise that we've just had. Okay. So Denise, you usually talk to me. What are you here for?
Well, everybody talks about Pinterest. When they're having parties, they talk about Pinterest. When they're decorating, they talk about Pinterest. When they cook, they talk about Pinterest. So I'm interested. This is my second time here because the first time I really didn't do well. But at least I am in now. You know, I have an account.
Right.
And I have looked at different things. So I figure if I come back often enough, I'll kind of pick up on how to pin things and get some of the ideas that I have in my head I want to do, you know, in my home and in the kitchen. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. Okay, come on, who hasn't told me what they're in here? Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I've had a Pinterest account for like 2 or 3 years, but I have no idea how to use it or what to do with it.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. That's great. I like that. So, anybody else like to tell me why they're in the class and what you hope to get out of the class, perhaps?
How to save things on Pinterest and where.
Okay, great, Priscilla. Thank you very much. Okay, and we still got people coming in. Okay, so anybody else before I start sharing?
Well, speaking of sharing, that's one of the things I want to learn how to do. It seems to be different since they changed the format a while back. And it seems like you can only share with members of Pinterest, which before you could just send them to anybody.
Okay, I'll show you. We'll cover that, Karen, as well. And you're right on both instances. They, like all social media apps now, they are changing fast. They're updating. You've got to make sure that the little things that come up, and it's good to get an email from Pinterest, advising you, allow them to do that when they make changes and updates and so on. They don't usually nag too much with other emails that one doesn't want to get, but yeah, there are changes. So keep coming back to this class year after year after year, or month after month after month, okay? And see what the latest is. Okay, so the way we're going to, anybody can start, but I want to just start sharing. I'm going to start with slides, all right? Can you all see my screen? Either say yes or nod your head or give me thumbs up or tell me. Okay, thanks, Nelda. Great, okay. And Karen shaking the head, that's fine. And others as well. Thank you very much indeed. So I thought because, as one of you have said, you're absolutely new to Pinterest, the slides will help just get you familiar with some of the basics. Okay, so I'm going to go through some slides, then we'll go live onto Pinterest, if that's all okay with you. Get set up, want me to introduce myself, and there's a little slide about who I am. You can see my name is Michael Plumstead. I live in Perth, Western Australia, and it's just gone 9 a.m. on, what date is it today? Oh, it's April Fool's Day yet, and you haven't got to April Fool's Day yet. Okay. So we're more fooled than you are at the moment, okay? And I enjoy gardening, and I don't know, I just love Get Set Up. I love these classes. I really enjoy them. I love your interaction and questions. It makes it so enjoyable for me. So let's just cover some basics about Pinterest for the people that know nothing about it. And so it's as you can see on your screen now, you are finding, and you find it on the web, okay, and sharing ideas on Pinterest. And we'll go through that, and we'll give an examples and things like that. But Pinterest is a social network where people can find inspiration and ideas for their interests and their hobbies and their businesses. Every idea is pinned onto a board of yours when you are pinning. Okay, and I'll show you how to pin. I'll show you the board. I'll show you how to create a board. And you do have to have an account, and it's free. Okay, so you go and open an account. I strongly recommend it because it's a lovely place. You know, we grew up, probably all of us, where we went through phases back in those days where we tore our picture out of a magazine, and we perhaps on a chalkboard, we might have pinned it on a chalkboard, or we might have put it on the fridge with a magnet, or we might have put it in a scrapbook, and thinking, I'll come back to this. I need this in the future. And or maybe you were researching information about a particular topic, maybe how to grow roses, and so wherever you found some things, you used to, in the old days, tear them out and put them in somewhere. But now this is like Pinterest is like a digital scrapbook, okay? And so you create different places to put different things that you want in your scrapbook, okay? So see it like a physical notice board, okay? And it was only a couple of years ago that I stopped using a physical notice board. I always had one in my office somewhere around, and sticking things on and reminders and all sorts of things that went on that. So you would create boards. After creating an account, you would then pin different things to different boards that you have named to remind you, almost like a folder on your computer. And you can use it for everything. The other pleasurable thing I found with we've got a lot of users, 440 million, I think it was, 440 million users. And the average age of a user is 40 years old. Now that's so different from other apps. It shows that there are mature people on Instagram, and it's something you can trust. And so you need to, first of all, you need to join. And although the agenda there that's showing up now, we're going to cover those things, but we're going to cover a lot more too. And we're going to cover your questions, which will add even more to the agenda of that as well. So, the benefits are enormous. Okay? And I'll be talking about the benefits, and you'll be seeing the benefits as we move forward. But you can find, believe me, you can find anything on Pinterest. And it always starts with what somebody has pinned. It always starts with an image, with a picture, okay? So whether you want to, redo your house or your garden or find recipes, that's what you'll do. And while I'm talking, you should be thinking, if you are new to Pinterest, what is my interest? So what would my first folder be? What would my first board be named? Would it be gardening? Would it be baking? And so on, okay? So you create an account and you just follow your nose with the account, okay? As soon as you go to Pinterest.com, it asks you to either log in to your account or to open an account, and you just click on open account, and you'll see this type of thing comes up that you see on your screen now, and an email and your language, and then the artificial intelligence built into Pinterest needs a starting point. Okay, so Instagram will give you, like on the screen right now, some images. Okay, so you can see each image is like a broad category. Okay, it could be easy meals on the left there. It could be makeup on the right here. It could be women's fashion. You just click all of them if you want. It doesn't matter. But be selective. I recommend to you is that, because otherwise you're going to land up like somebody in the class, we won't mention any names, who's got too many pins and doesn't know what to do with them all. Okay.
So Michael, these images come from Instagram?
Yes. Yeah. They're part of your opening an account. Okay. The ones you see now. So when you open an account, Instagram just wants to get an idea from you because it wants to use its AI to make suggestions and to make your presence in Instagram a pleasure. Okay. So it's now this is all part of opening an account. All right. And so you then open an account, you've got an account, and you will see when we go live just now how you can start building an account, and those who've already got too many, how to actually start focusing. And you need to focus. So if you're starting out, it's great to focus on specific things that interest you. I always say in all my classes, there's a famous English word, 3 letters, why. Okay, ask yourself why. Why am I thinking of naming this board, or I'm naming it? Why am I thinking of pinning this particular? And then you will be in a position to use the information that you have now stored on Pinterest. And we'll look through that whole process. You can also make your pin secret. Okay, maybe you're planning to get married and you don't want the future husband or wife to see that you're searching for wedding dresses. Okay, so that might, you haven't been proposed to yet or haven't done the proposing, and so you think, I'll just do this on the quiet. Okay, and I'm sure there are other reasons to keep it secret too, and so you can make your things a secret. So yeah, this is about Pinterest. Now what I'm going to do, I'm now going to click and go live onto my own Pinterest account, and can you see the Pinterest account, to see the screen? Just nod your head or say yes, or put up thumbs, or use the annotations at the bottom, down the bottom there, the reactions, not the reactions. There we are, we got a thumbs up from Denise. You learned something before. Eh? Yeah, Priscilla too. That's good. All right, thanks very much. You can see the screen. All right, so now what happens is we have defaulted to what is the home screen. And as somebody mentioned a moment ago, you're quite right. Historically, that was something else, but let's not worry about the history and the names. It's now called home, and they have modified what you see here, and it's linked to my activity. So it becomes LinkedIn and my home page. And so what you do is, first of all, you can scroll down and you'll see lots and lots of suggestions that the AI has put into this home page for me. Now, this is a good place to, once you have created a board and let's say an account, which is a board, okay. And if you just open an account without a board, that's also fine. But I recommend you create your first board, and I'll show you how to do that. And so here you're going to look for things to decide what to do with. Okay, are you going to follow that particular posting? Are you going to follow the person who posted that? Okay, and so what you do is, you know, I see the first thing that comes up on the left-hand side there at the top is world's healthiest foods, because I've always researched alternative healthy foods to, you know, for oneself. So I put my cursor over that. Are you watching carefully? I put my cursor over there. I put my cursor on the side to the left. There's the cursor. I bring it over, and now things happen. Okay, the cursor changes to a plus sign, which means really add. So now I have an option. I can either just click on the middle of the picture, and it then comes up, as you can see it on the screen there. I don't have to describe it. And so we go down a little bit, and you can see just a little bit more information, not a lot more, but you can decide at this point, do I want to save this onto my board? Okay, is it something that really interests me? And Pinterest is saying there, come on, you want to save it? That's where you save it. You can choose the down arrow and look at all the other boards that you have created. I have more than one board, okay? And so you go down. I could put it under self-health care. I could put it under business coffee, diseases and natural treatment. I could put it under growing own food. Maybe that's a good one. So I click on that option of growing own food. And I've now wants to know, do I want to create a section under growing own food? Okay. And if I did click on that, some of you wanted to know how to organize. You can now create a separate section under growing your own food on that same board. I know I'm getting into too much detail, okay? But some of you are old hands and some of you are new. So if you're new, don't worry, come back to another class. And but I also want to satisfy those that have been on Pinterest for a long time. So you can name the subsection whatever you want to, okay? I'm not going to think too much about it. We'll just call it green stuff, okay? And we click add, okay? And now we've added it to a particular board of mine, and you will see it just now when we go there. But I want to stay on the home page. So there's a back arrow, or I could click on home page, and it takes us back to the home page, okay? And so what I've showed you there is clicking on a picture, that first one, and deciding whether to save it or not to save it, okay? And there are other options, but let's rather choose something different. Let's choose the one next to it. And we can look and see, okay, there's what's this little up arrow? Oh, we can share this, okay? So this was a question that somebody else asked, okay? You know, can you only share it with people on Pinterest? No, you can share it with people on Pinterest, but look at up top here. You can share it on WhatsApp. You can share it via email. And you can copy the link to that particular image and post it wherever you want to, okay? So you have that option. And you can also send it to individual people that are on your contact list that are not on Pinterest necessarily, okay? So you've got these options to do that. And so there's a lot. So you would then maybe type a person's name in there, and then it says invite Mike at CEO to come here. Okay, so you like sending them a link, and Pinterest is asking them to come and make and open an account at Pinterest. And so
And only those 5 options, like we couldn't do it in messages or something like that. It has to be those options.
You can copy the link then, you see. So if you copy the link, you now go to Messenger, and you can then paste this into Messenger. Okay. All right. Any other questions at this point?
It looks like my iPhone does have Messenger already on there.
Okay.
It also has the copy link, but it also has Messenger.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. So you'll see that iPhones have one thing, and even Androids and all the different manufacturers have different. And I'm working on the website. Okay, so this is theirs. So it has different functionalities or added functionalities on smartphones, because most of these apps, like Instagram, which is my next class today, was built for a smartphone, and that's where people access. They don't tend to access on their computers. So thanks for sharing that. And okay, so let's click back to home. So what you're doing here is you are searching for things to add. You look at something you like, you think straight away, I like that. Let me save that. Okay, and I wouldn't be growing avos. They take too long when I'm renting a house. So that maybe diseases, yeah, avos are great. So I'd probably put it on. So you see, you be careful about what you, where you're saving and what you call your boards. Because like there, you've got to think now, where would I put that I would find it and make use of that information. Okay, and all right. So that is your home page. That's where you would find constantly things. And of course, you can search. Okay. Now, yesterday, it's interesting. One of the ladies in the class said she had sore gums, and so we searched. We put in sore gums remedy, and we see what came up. Do any of you want anything in particular you'd like to search? And as long as I can spell it, I'll put it in there. We can see what comes up, because I believe there's always something that comes up when you're on Pinterest. Any suggestions of what to search, or shall I just click one of these?
Foods to eat for gout.
Gout, food to eat for gout. Okay. Just go to my website. I've got an article on it. Food to eat.
It's more like what foods not to eat when you have gout.
Okay, there we are. Food to eat, not for gout. You're right. Food to eat when you have.
They have both, to eat and not to eat.
Okay, but yeah, look at what comes up underneath now, just with what I have written. Okay, best food to eat for gout. Okay, and I would imagine that's to get rid of your gout. Okay, having suffered myself immensely with gout probably 30 years ago. Okay, and so forth. And food not to eat with gout. Okay, which one do you want me to click on over there that's coming down here? Not to eat or to eat? Okay, not to eat. Okay, let's click on food not to eat. Okay, so now we are coming up. The AI has brought together from different people, different boards everywhere for posts that you can look at. Best foods to eat for gout. We're looking for non-food, so it's a bad posting, that one.
The other one.
Sorry, I say that again, please.
No, I thought there was a chart with both on, not and to eat, but I.
Okay. Yeah, we're just looking down. We can stop on any one of them. There we're on. Let's just click on that one. Okay. So we've got foods to avoid with gout. Okay. and you can see what it's that particular picture, that particular image, which was, now let's just go a little bit further with this, okay? If we click on the image, it takes us off Pinterest, okay? It's now taken us to a website, a URL by clicking on the picture, okay? And there's the picture on the website, okay? And so now we can, if we really really want the information, we've got to the person that posted that, all right? And there's his website or her website, and all the foods and lists. So you can get to the website, and it opens a new URL. Then we just click back on the Pinterest, and we're back to Pinterest, okay? We
Can
could
I
have, sorry.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
When you click on that and it takes you to the originating website, is that what it does?
Yes.
The
It's
website. How do you know if that's a safe website?
You know, you don't know when you're clicking on any website. Google tends to tell you that a website is insecure, but I think that it's a technical problem or issues that in 2021 that we are facing. You know, I don't know even what is safe. I mean, yesterday my wife does a Get Set Up class as well, and she was bombed by the most vulgar, terrible people breaking into her Get Set Up class. Okay, so you never know when you go to a website whether that is going to lead to something or not. I just trust and move forward. Okay, I have really good software that protects me, and so the bottom line is you don't know. Okay, and but that's not a reason for stopping your life. I would get on with life and deal with whatever does crop up, because you really don't know what doesn't. Okay, so we're back on Pinterest. Sorry, did that answer your question? Okay. All right, so
to get back on Pinterest, you click the P on the top left.
Yeah, I've gone back to because we left Pinterest quickly to go to that website. It took us off Pinterest, but opened another website, and so now I just click back onto the Pinterest website. Okay, and so there are various things besides saving. I've taught you how to save and so on. We've gone off. There is the name. If we click that, we would go off-site to that website. Okay, if we click the 3 dots on the left there, we could download this particular image as well onto our device. Okay, and so we're getting into quite a lot of detail. I just clicked on the side to get back to that search and where we were. All right, so that's how you would search. You would search for whatever you want to, anything at all. As you said, we took it at random. And you know, I searched the other day because I'm redesigning my garden, and I wanted to find out a little bit more about stepping stones. And I've got a tiny garden, so I needed specifically one type, or looking for some ideas also. So by looking at the images, I got ideas, not so much the actual stones, but just ideas of how to place them in the lawn and within the garden and so forth. Okay, and yeah, don't you love that gnome climbing out of the tree? Eh? Love it too, but I love gnomes. Okay, and it just makes life fun when you have some gnomes planted in your garden. Okay, so let's move on. If we've been there at home, and you see where we can search. Today is nothing more than just the latest, the newest ones that have come up, that exactly the same as the home, not exactly the same, not the same, but just the latest, and you can go down and have a look. And then you can look at people that you are following. You can see them down here. And this is where you can decide you're following people, but you haven't necessarily pinned them, okay? And that's an option that you can do. So if you click the 3 dots on the bottom, you can unfollow. Remember, one of you said you've got too many, you don't know what to do. This is, if you're only following people, you would find out that everybody you're following would be here. You would then click on unfollow and it's gone. Okay, it says here, okay, you unfollowed that particular person. Okay, you can, oops, I made a mistake. You can then click undo and it's back again. Okay, so that's under following if you want to reduce the number of people that you're in. Like most social apps, you get the bell, and that sort of gives you anything, the update on what's happening, let's say in your business in Pinterest or your activity in Pinterest. So you can see, and you can now start building a relationship with certain people. See, this person tells me it was followed, and you go down and you would see various activity that has happened. So it just helps you get an update, like on most social apps, okay? And here is where you can now, again, separately email out of Pinterest. And you might want to send a copy of something or a link, or you can just treat it like a messenger, okay? And we don't particularly want to do that, okay? Now we click on the image. You now have an account. You open an account. I have an account, and there's my home page. This will be your home page when you open an account and you start creating boards. Now, if you want to, let's say you've opened it like you've got here. You want to create a board. You look for the plus sign. Okay, this is important because you're going to want to create a plus sign. I mean a board. So you click on the plus sign, and it asks you, do you want to pin? Because sometimes we have things on our devices, pictures on our devices that we want to actually pin. That would take us onto our device. But maybe we want to create a board. So now we click on board. Okay. Now it comes to a little menu. It says create a board. You've got to give it a name. Okay. And so we can just give it a name. Let's call it ducks. Okay. Now, remember I told you on the slide you can keep it secret. You would then click that if you want it to be secret. Okay. Now, only you and people that you invite to collaborate. And if you wanted to know more about it, there it tells you there, learn more. So you would collaborate with maybe a group of people. Maybe it's about not ducks. I think probably you've changed it. Maybe we call it books, okay? Because then it could be your book club members, okay? And you want to keep it secret. So you now say create, okay? And so it says now there might be some pins that the AI has now picked up the word books and is giving you some images, and all you got to do is save, and it will pin to that new board. It's still part of the process of the new board. So we click save, and it's now under the board books. Okay, we click saved, and it's now under books. Okay, so that's all you have to do. It's just click, and it's on the board, the new board that you've just created. So you've done it. You say done at the bottom, and now I have a new, you see there, it says secret board. You go to my account in Pinterest now, you won't see that, okay? And but you'll see all the other boards, but you won't see that one, okay? And So only the people that I'm going to collaborate with, okay? If I want to search for some more ideas for the board, I would click and more ideas and then say, right, I'll save that one. And or maybe that one looks interesting, but I wonder who they are. So I would click on it without saving it, okay? And very attractive little garden house, eh? It only costs you $24, okay. And you can now click on the person, and it's now taking me off-site to their website, okay? And they sell all these things. So you see, for business, it really works well, but I'm not going to stay off-site. I'm going to come back, click on Pinterest, and then look at, let's go back to my particular website, okay? You now have an option. You can just click on your photograph and you can upload a new photograph, okay? And you can edit anything on any of your boards by clicking on them, opening the board up, and those are boards. It's also when you are just liking something, okay, it stores all your likes under likes. Okay, strange name, huh? Likes. Okay, so your likes are stored under likes, and you might have not pinned it. Okay, you just liked the board or you liked something. Okay, and so it would be there, and you can click the plus sign. You can then invite collaborators to that as well, that particular board. Okay, let's just click off it. And now I want to show you to the right of your profile page. Okay, let's just go to the profile page. Now to the right of the profile page, you see the little drop down arrow. You click it and you can add another account. You can call it, so it can be your business account. You can call it another name if you wanted to. And you can start marketing your business here. And it's very attractive for people selling services and products because, you know, as we've seen, it takes you off-site straight to their website, just because we found the image interesting, the pin interesting, okay? But what I want to show you here, and is the first thing under more options is settings. So here you click on settings and you can now modify anything and change anything that you want. This is an edit profile. You've got your account settings, you've got your home feed tuner. You know, if you want to fine tune your home feed, particularly for that person that mentioned in the class that just got too many, you can come to the settings here and tune your home feed. You know what you're going to get. It tells me pins I looked at today, okay, and that was in the class. You can see them. We looked at those in the class, so you've seen them already. And then, you know, 4 days ago, and any one of these you can turn off, okay, that you don't want to see anymore in your feed, okay. All right, so let's go back to settings, and you will see that there are notifications that you options that you can get by pick which notifications to see while in the app on the site. You can learn more, it'll teach you a bit more. What do you want to get by email? You can select and edit it by clicking on the edit, okay? So you have control. So you can control going back one step. You can control if you've got too many or too many posts, and you've now seen how you can unfollow people and and so reduce. You can maybe, to start off with, create a board that's a 2021 1st of April board, and you could move things in there that you want to keep. Okay, so you would then post to that board from your other boards even. Okay, and start afresh. And you can delete a board. You can just delete a board that you think, oh, I don't know what this is all about. I'll show you how to delete a board right now. So these are all the settings. You know, come through and have a look at it, and the security settings as well. And so that's all under this little drop down arrow there. So let's just go back and let's click on let's say that board. Okay, but it's quite funny how that board came about. Okay, we can edit the board by changing its name and doing various things. We can merge it with another board, or we can just archive this board. It wants to make sure, you know, archive. Yeah, let's archive. Okay, so that board will become archived. Okay, it was second on the list there. It's now no longer there. So those are options that you can do. There you are, the archive boards are there. They won't be seen by anybody, and at any point, you know, you can delete them totally if you want to. Okay, but in case you've made a mistake, archives perhaps a good place. Okay, that little pen is I'm on my own board. Edit your profile, just quickly there, not your settings, just your profile. So maybe you want to quickly change your profile picture or whatever. Okay, let's take some questions now. We've gone through too much detail for an introductory class, okay? But I hope that you've gained some benefit. Let's find out, Kim, are there any questions that people have asked while I've been nattering away?
There's actually no questions in the chat box. It might be very clear for them, Michael.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough, Kim. That's great. So, Kim, do you have a Pinterest account?
Yes, I do. Mostly tiny houses. I'm very interested in that, and interior house interior designs.
Okay. Wow, Pinterest is a great place to search for interior design.
Yes, if you wanted to like renovate your room or you have plans, there's a lot in Pinterest. Yeah,
absolutely. It's you would just whatever you want, you know, home designs or interior designs, you know, just look at that there, you know, home design ideas, plans, Indian. It's just so it's absolutely great. Okay, any other questions that anybody would like to maybe put off their mic? Turn their mic on and ask me any questions.
I'm back on. I figured out how to alphabetize my boards because I have so many. So rather than scrolling all through them to find the one I wanted, I figured out how to alphabetize them just by clicking that one button. And then when my son joined Pinterest, I told, ask him, look up my felting board.
Right.
And it wasn't alphabetized when he was looking at it. Why would that be?
Couldn't he find it?
No, he found it. It just, the whole thing of boards was not alphabetized like it was for me.
Karen, that word I didn't get. Out of what? For what made the difference between your son and yourself when you look at it and your son looks at it?
My boards were alphabetized. And when he tried to go through my boards, they weren't alphabetized.
Oh, alphabetized. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's an interesting one because I've always only known it as being. Let's have a look. Let's. Can we look at your Pinterest, or is it too private to look at it in the class now?
Oh no, you can look at it. You can see how many boards and everything I
know
have.
what I must ask you. So let's just put in Karen Woodard.
Okay, there's a lot of Karen Woodards.
Karen Woodard.
Mine has a pic. I'm at the top there with the schnauzers.
Okay. So let's have a look. And
oh, there's your felting.
Yes,
yeah.
this is where I just started organizing my felting because I had so many.
Yeah. You're right. They're not in alphabetical order.
Well, they are on mine. Oh, but when somebody else looks at them, they're not. Is that what you're saying?
That's interesting because mine are alphabetical when I look at my own. But now that I'm looking at somebody else's, they're not. And I guess that's by design in Pinterest. I don't know for sure, but I guess it
doesn't really make sense. It makes it not user friendly for the person trying to look something up.
Well, the idea is when you're on Pinterest is that you just usually, you just scroll down a person's board and you see what catches your imagination. It's not so much that you're looking for pasta, okay? It's that you would see an image of pasta and then that's the image and you click on it, okay? And then that takes you to that board of pasta of yours and now you see it. So it's not.
Go to my homepage, though. Go to my homepage.
Yeah. Okay.
Where does it say? Scroll down where it shows. Oh, it doesn't show it.
You see?
Oh, the following. But where does it say you have your total number of pins? I think mine's something like 14,000 and something.
Yeah. Okay.
At one time, I think Pinterest sent out something that you weren't supposed to pin that many, or
right. Yeah, I don't think there's a limit to the number now. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I have so many different categories and I have them well categorized, except for a few that I haven't sorted out yet.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of interests, so I have a lot of different categories.
Well, that's the big thing, Karen, is that it's as long as it's your interest, as long as you're collecting information, because then that's fine. It's first and foremost about you, okay? And if you look at any one of these, at succulents, and you say, yeah, I'm actually not interested anymore in succulents, well, then just take out the board in its totality. You might find even combining some, but as long as it's working for you and you are using the information or intend to maybe in a year's time, then keep the board there, okay? But otherwise...
yeah, I won't apologize for any of my boards. I enjoy them all. I mean, it's all things I'm interested in, even funeral planning.
Karen, thank you so much for allowing us to say this, because I think everybody in the class now can see there is...
See now, yeah.
You can go crazy with it.
But it's beautiful. And what do the rest of the class think? Eh? Come on, make some comment.
I love it.
Yes. It's clearer now, So the title, that's your board, right? Like it says for the home. That's your board, correct?
Yeah.
That what?
Those are boards. Each one of these are boards. Yeah.
That's your collection.
Each one of them are boards.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your boards. And then you have under it a number that says pinned. So that's how many items you have pinned on that board. Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
There.
There's 72 pins under paleo. Okay.
Okay.
112 pins under Weight Watchers. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now, Weight Watchers.
Look for soup.
Oh, that's
I
good.
think I have about 500 under soup.
So what you're doing now is look up Karen Woodard, okay? If you want to do Weight Watchers, and then go to Weight Watchers and click on it, okay? And decide, look at all what she has pinned, and by putting your cursor over, you can then add these to your board, okay? Or you could share the whole board, okay? So by clicking share, you can share it with anybody on the planet, okay? So it's,
I'm in the.
I must compliment you, Karen. I think it's a really, you're really making good use of it. And
I think so.
I see
Yes.
she
I
has some of
enjoy it.
the interests
I've really
that I
made
have.
a lot of use out of the felting because that's what I'm into now. That's why I started organizing it into different sections, that
Right.
particular board.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm going to follow. So I clicked the red following so that you can see I'm now following her, okay? Because I really am impressed. And there are a lot of things there that are with me. I see you've got fairies. I've got gnomes.
And
Okay.
gnomes, it is though, it's fairies, gnomes, and creatures or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know why it doesn't say the whole thing, but it is. Keep
It's
going.
so beautiful. I think, you know, people who take the time and effort to just, you know, enjoy themselves. I enjoy myself with my gnomes. I really do. I even do a video, a vlog where you know, I talk to my gnomes and so on and so on. And when I brought him back from the shop, I put him in the back seat with the seat belt on. You see, and then I took a photograph of him and I posted him. You know, my gnome's enjoying his journey. It's fun, man. At our age, there's so many things that we can do that we perhaps wouldn't do when we were younger. But anyway, so that's really great. Any other questions?
Michael,
yes.
My question is, sometimes for me anyway, I need a vocabulary list. What's a board? What's a pin? What's a...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would help me too.
Well, a board is like a category.
Okay.
So here's books as category, business planning as category, and your pins are all the ideas that you take and pin on that board.
Perfect. That's it. That's the beginning and the end of it. Absolutely. So a board is like a folder on your computer where you put in everything that's relating to business planning into that folder. Okay. Here you're pinning it to a board. Pinning is just a word that Pinterest used because of its name.
But you said that you can pin and don't have to have a board for that pin. Is that what I heard? Or do you have to have a board for the things that you pin?
Yeah, you do have to have at least one board. Okay.
Oh, at least one board.
At least one board. You can pin everything onto that one board. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have a question.
That now.
She has a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of pins under one category. Like here, the food, you have 458 pins. Is there an index showing all the pins, or you can't?
Okay, I can explain that. Like Michael was just saying, when you first start out, you lump everything together. And that was probably one of my first categories. And I had no idea I was going to go so crazy with it. So I had lumped everything together. And then as I pinned more and more, I was like, okay, how many pasta recipes do I have? And that's when I started separating them out.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten around to separating out the ones in that particular board.
But if
so there probably is a mishmash in there.
No, it doesn't matter. The thing is, if you have 400 things under the one board, all those pins, is there another thing that you can put in to show you your index of your pins? Or there's nothing?
Maybe, Karen, let me answer that, because there's you can't do an index, but you can do subfolders. Remember, I showed you just now, we created a new, and we posted. So you can create subfolders within that, and as many as you like. And that
can you search? Can you search within that board?
Can you search your subfolders?
Yes. Yeah, it's just like a board within a board. Okay.
Can you show us how you do that?
Okay.
Any sub?
With all, in all pins, I want to see all the food boards. Can you do
Okay.
that?
So, all right. And just for the rest of the class, I'm going to show that I know the hour is up and everybody wants to leave.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I have the time and I'm happy to show you. But anybody who wants to say goodbye, just you're welcome. You can just put on your mic and say goodbye, and then I will show you how to do the subcategories. Okay.
I was going to say my felting category is a really good example of that.
Oh, good. Well, let's
My
go back to
felting
yours.
board is separated into fairies and gnomes and creatures and landscapes and.
Okay, let's go to that board. That'll probably be far more interesting than me just showing it. Which board must I go to, Clara?
It's right here. Felting is divided up. If you click
Which
on
one?
felting, right here in the middle.
Oh, felting. Sorry.
The chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There we are.
So there's my categories, my subcategories, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, gnomes. There's my gnomes up at the top right.
Yeah. Okay.
Decorated eggs I made for Easter.
Well done. This is really a good example. Okay. To see. So that really answers your question. Is rather than having an index, you in fact this is an index, isn't it? I mean, you everything. Yeah.
You have to scroll to find what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In that section, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have a search at the top there and search a certain category.
You mean within this? I don't know. Karen, have you tried that?
I was just gonna say, I have tried that, and when I put search in up there, it's not my stuff. It's just for the whole Pinterest.
Yeah, so you can't search. No, you can't search. And that explains it, because I would have thought you can't also, because this search is now linking you back to the whole of Instagram. I mean,
Okay.
Pinterest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's why I'm asking. I thought maybe there was something, but there isn't.
No. So if you go back to Karen's at the top, okay. I wonder with a subcategory, I just want to see their board. Just unfollow. That was the only thing there. Okay. And that's the sharing. We've done that. Okay. And
well, thank you.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. And Karen, you really made my day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of good information. I got some questions answered. I appreciate it.
That's great. That's great. Well, I need to say.
Now I just have to get my sister on Pinterest. I've been trying, and I try to forward things to her, and she goes, "Oh, I don't want to get involved with that." And she's redecorating the house. She's working in her garden.
Yeah.
It would be.
You've got to find the subject, Karen. Find the subject that works for her. If she's really in the garden, send her something that she can't but say, wow.
I do.
Did you do scrapbooking? Remember scrapbooking?
Oh my.
Yeah. Similar to scrapbooking.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Okay, except it's online.
Scrapbooking years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we all did, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened to my scrapbooks.
Oh no.
We move too many times. That's the problem. We move and then we offload.
That's the problem. That's why this is good, because it's on the computer and you don't have to move it. It's all in there. It's good.
Right. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'm
been
getting
great.
there, Michael. I'm getting there. You'll see me a couple more times.
You're welcome.
Slowly but surely.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.
Take
Good
care.
night.